Hi, this is Rose from Rose's Garden, and yesterday we made these really fun little links from our missing link book. This is called the Double Infinity link. And as I stated when I did that video, I thought these would make really cute little earrings. So we're going to turn down and we're going to make them into some earrings. I made a second one so I could do that. Okay, I have decided that I really liked the rose from my Softflex Pink Warrior Support Squad strand. So I have two of them because I bought two strands. So I'm going to cut this second one open and we're going to put it in just like I have this here. And then we're going to hook it right onto our ear wire. And we may or may not put another bead up here on the top. I really like this little faceted pink one, so we'll see if we want to add that or not. In the meantime, I'm going to cut this baby loose and get that rose out of the middle. The others can go in the pack with all the other beads that I have from this kit, so they don't get lost. Put that aside, get the rose out. And then I am going to get this little guy out and we're going to look and see what we think of him up on the top. I put the other one back in the package already, so if I decide we want to do that, we're going to have to get that out. But easier, not that hard of a thing to do. It's right, should be relatively close to the top here. See if we can find it easily. And there it is, right there. So we'll bring it out just in case I want to use it. If I don't want to use it, we'll put it away. So I'm going to fix these just like this, and if I decide we need this up here, it will go right here between the link I made yesterday and our ear wire. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get these bottom pieces put together. And that's just with this tiny pink one here. This little tiny bead cap facing downwards. Then our rose. This bead cap facing up. And this really pretty crystal right there. And then we're going to wrap those up and hook those onto there. Not going to be pretty? So let's get those wrapped up first. This is a secondary decision here. So to get these wrapped up, you want to take your pliers, make a 90-degree turn on your ear wire. Do that on both of them. And then we want our stepped bell making plier. Now I use the stepped bell making plier because it makes a nice consistent loop, and I use it on the smallest one unless I need it bigger for some reason, like snapping onto here, which if I wanted to attach it directly to here, which I could do, I would want to make a larger loop so that it would have room to move around, and I think I may just do that. I like them that way because it makes a nice, they're nice and tight in there, and you don't have to worry about them coming undone. See how that's going to look. So then when you've got that on, take your pair of pliers again, right there where the loops come together. I'm going to switch hands because I'm right hand dominant and I prefer that way, and then we'll wrap this other one up. Now the other option, which I was originally thinking I'd do, is to wrap these and then leave it, then put them on with jump rings. But I decided that it would work just fine this way. tuck this in, being really careful because that top one is a very lovely crystal. Come on, baby, go in. There we go. Now we'll see if we're uneven at all. We look pretty good. We could straighten our neck up here just a little bit so it's lying more evenly. Oh, that didn't help. Actually, if anything, I went the other direction. So let's see here. That's better. Isn't that pretty? I really like that. That is really going to look nice. Now, the decision, of course, is once I get the other one, is to decide whether we want this other bead up here on top. The way it is, it's going to be pretty long, so that's something you got to think about as well. I like a long earring, and I think I'm keeping these for myself, so that won't be a problem as far as I'm concerned. But if you were making them for somebody else, you might want to worry about that. Or if for yourself, if you don't like that long of an earring. So let's get the other one done up, and then we can decide if we are going to go with the upper bead or not. Okay. There we go. Now we'll slip this in place. Get hold of her here where the junction is. Get your other set of pliers and wrap. Where did I? There we go. Now we want to cut that extra wire off. Now because this top bead is a little flat, it's a little tricky to get into there. And then tuck it in. Now let's see how straight we are. Oh, it's looking pretty good. So there's earring 1 and earring 2. Now we can be finished right here and just add our ear wire on, or we can put this bead up at the top. Now I really like this bead and I think it would look really pretty up there, but I'm thinking it might, even for me, it's going to be too long if I do that, because let's face it, this earring is now probably at least 2 or 3 inches long. It's a little over 2 1/4. And once you put the ear wire on, it's going to be longer yet. And even though I like a long earring, I'm not sure I want it any longer than that. But that would be really pretty, wouldn't it? Well, let's put one together with just the ear wire and see what we think. And if we want more, we can always take the ear wire back off and make and then put the bead on if we decide it needs it. Oh, I got that. Boy, I got that sticking up a bit. Doesn't want to go down. There we go. That's better. But still not where I want it at. So let's work that down again. Just a touch more over. There, that's better. I forgot about that. We need 2 to make it sit the proper way for your ear wire, because otherwise it's going to sit sideways like so. We don't want that. So we'll take that back off, and we will need to either get a second ear wire or do that bead like we were talking about there. What do you think? Should we do the bead? You know, I think we are going to do the bead. I'm going to get some wire and do that, and then we can directly wire to the bead piece instead of having to, our ear wire, instead of having to have any jump rings. So let's get out some 20 gauge wire, and we will make this little, the earring here. Put the bead on the earring. So I've got a little hunk of 20 gauge wire out. I didn't measure this, I just cut it. Here, I'll measure it for you. Looks like it's probably about 5 inches. Yeah. And I probably don't need anywhere near this much, but I would prefer to have extra than not enough. So we'll do our 90-degree turn, get our plier. This time I'm going to go with the bigger one again, because I'm going to attach this directly to our earring piece. And it looks like I didn't leave it open enough, so let's open it just a hair's breadth here. There we go. So now we'll grab it and just do a couple of wraps around. And I'm only doing a couple of wraps because I don't want a really large signature on the where this little bead is going to sit. Otherwise it will be a little higher than we want it to be. So we're going to do there. Now we'll put our bead on. That's going to look nice. And we've got to remember that we want our ring going so that our ear wire goes properly, so we want it to turn this way. So over there. Now this one I am going to go with the smaller loop, and then I'm going to try and figure out which is front and which is back. I think this is the front here. And when you feed this on, you're going to feed it on backwards so that when it comes around and snaps into place, it's facing the direction you want it to face. So now we'll hold this and do a few wraps. Cut this baby off. Tuck her in. And this first earring is done. That is so pretty. Now this is a little crooked, so I'm going to straighten her just a hair's breadth. And there is our finished earring. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so now we'll do the same with this side. Now if I'd cut just a teeny touch more wire, I wouldn't have to cut anymore. But I didn't, but that was a good 2 inches. So we only need like 3, maybe 3.5 inches of wire for our piece. So I again just cut a piece, but I think this one is probably closer to 3 or 4. It's like not quite 4. So we'll do the same again where we bend it over. Use the larger loop since this is the one we put on the ear wire. Bring it around, leaving a bit of a gap so that it can go on easily. There we go. Hold it with these pliers and wrap twice. Looking to see which side was the front and which is the back. Okay, it looks like this is the back here. So we'll trim this off right here. Tuck it in. Slide our bead on. Oh, we've got it crooked. See how I've got that crooked there? We want to straighten that up. Much better. Slide our bead on. Turn it so our loop is going to be the proper direction, which is the opposite of this other one. So over. Now back to the smaller loop because this is for the earring wire. Over and around. And again, as you can see, even with 4 inches, I've probably got more wire than I need here. So we want our earring wire to go in, like so. Come on, baby, snap in. There we go. Grab it right here where they come together. Get your other pliers out. And wrap. I got that first wrap down a little low, so I'm going to push it up. There we go. Now we need to clip our extra wire off here. And tuck it in. Okay, this wire is crooked, so we'll straighten her up. There's our second earring. Didn't those turn out pretty? And the beads from the Pink Warrior Support Squad worked really well with my little link. I think these are gorgeous. We can put these jump rings back. We didn't use them at all. But you could have jump ringed the components to the link if you had wanted to, this bead strand. I feel they're a little more secure when you put them directly on. They still have plenty of movement, as you can see. And those turned out really pretty. And I'm going to enjoy wearing them. So let's get everything put away, and then we will turn up and look at them a little bit better. So here are our beautiful finished earrings using beads from the Pink Warrior Support Squad. The roses and these pretty beads up here on top were from the extra pink strand. I really like those. They turned out really pretty. Let's trade this one out, and we'll put this one in over here so you can see how they hang. Now, as you can see, it is quite long, and I like a long earring. I always say go big or go home, so that works perfectly for me. Now, if it was too long for you, you could always leave your bead here off, and you could just use two small jump rings to hang your ear wire on. That would make it shorter. And also you could use a smaller bead strand here, maybe even just one dangle like this little one down here instead of this whole little strand. But I love these. I think they turned out gorgeously. And Rose is going to keep the rose earrings. Aren't those pretty? I really love this rose bead because it's two-sided. You see? A lot of, well, most of them, this is the first one I've ever seen that was two-sided. Most of them are one-sided with either a rounded backside or a flat backside, not with another rose on the other side. So I was really, really thrilled with those beads. I thought they were just extra special, and I really love them. So, like I say, Rose is going to keep the rose beads. They are stunning. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and I've been happy to have you with me. Hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.